Hey everybody, this is Jacob with Mortgage Coach Software Support. This video is a tutorial on how to do a resubordination of an existing second. So what I've done here is I've just called this resub client, and I'm resubordinating the second lien for 123 Main Street. And always make sure to give this a friendly name. This is going to help you find this report later when you go to the View All tab over in your home screen. But let's go ahead and go through the screens here. I'm going to reduce the payment, and I'm actually going to show you a way to not only resubordinate the second, but apply a term reduction to it to pay it off a little faster. So I'm going to reduce our payment here, and obviously I don't know how much I'm going to reduce it yet, so I'm going to just keep going until I get to the actual data entry part on this. Now, very important, you got to put in a property value here. Anytime you're doing any kind of a refi, you must have a property value so you can calculate your LTV. And then of course we want to put in our existing liens. So let's say I've got my first lien was taken out in 2004. Got my original loan amount of $200,000, an interest rate of 6.625 on a 30-year term. That's going to give me a remaining balance of $184, $189 right now. Now also make sure and put in your taxes and insurance. I put these in as factor percentages for this particular report. But most important, at the end of this part, remember we need to put in a second lien. So does resub have a second lien? Yes. Make sure and click yes here. Once you do, it'll ask you for the second lien details. So in this case, I've got a first payment date of 8/109. This one's a HELOC for $50,000. I've got an interest rate of 5.875, term of 300 months, and since it's a HELOC, I'm going to make it interest only for the entire term, so I'll put 300 interest only months on this one. So we've got our existing loans put in. So when we get over to the products, this is where the magic happens. We want to copy both liens, and then what we're going to do is on the first lien, we're going to uncheck the existing mortgage box and we're going to make it a new loan. So the process of copying the existing two liens is going to be copy from. You're going to copy from the current ones and hit OK. It's going to bring in exactly what you left over on the current screen, and it's going to bring in the first and second mortgages as existing mortgages. Now remember, we're going to make the first one a new first. So instead, we're going to do uncheck the existing mortgage. And remember, our payoff on the first is about $189, so I'm going to do this one for $190. Now this is going to be a refi, so I'm going to hit yes here. There's our $185 for our base loan amount on the first. So it automatically pulled in the first trust deed's remaining balance here. So if we want, we can accept this. If you need to roll in any closing costs and so forth, you can do that in the next screen. Or if you need to do a cash out, you can increase this base loan amount for a little bit more. But remember, we want to change our rate, and we're going to put in our closing costs for all the new program that we're going to do. So let's say that we can get this one at 4.75. This is going to be a 30-year term. We're going to give them a 30-year fixed loan on this one. And you'll want to put in all your closing costs and any prepaids if there was any. If you've got non-APR costs that are not represented up in this field up top, you want to put them in here. Say there's $1,000 in non-APR costs. And there's no seller contributions on this one. We're going to come back to the principal reduction after we finish inputting all the data, because we want to see exactly how much money we're going to save our client. So we go forward one more step. It's already imported our taxes and insurance from the existing loans, so we don't have to worry about this. These ones are already set for us. Now there is a second lien. Remember, we copied this one, so it's going to show us a second lien here. As we go forward, you can see that it brought it in as an existing second. Make sure and hit no, because this is not going to be a refi. We're going to keep this one and resubordinate it. Then as you go through, if there's any closing costs, obviously there's none associated with the second. You should have put all the closing costs on the first lien. Now for this situation, notice we're saving them $320 here in the analysis screen. So what I want to do is I want to go back to my product screen. I'm going to go back to that second, and I'm going to apply a term reduction of $320 straight into that second. Remember, the second trust deed right now is an interest-only loan. So if I want to put a term reduction payment on it, I'm going to enter it in the Apply Principal Reduction field. So we'll put our $320 here. This is going to knock down the principal just on the second. Remember, it's an IO loan, so this is the only thing that's going to be applied towards principal. But this is going to show us a much faster payoff on this loan. After we put that in there, you notice these numbers don't change up here. But check out the long term. Our new product is saving now $12,400, and this is basically in interest. And this is after the closing costs have been paid. As we go forward, you want to make sure and populate all the user information, the property address, and so forth. And then choose which kind of report you want. In this case, I'm going to do a total cost, so I'll leave it on total cost. And then I want it to show the current and my new products here. Now you have the option of changing the default verbiage that associates with each one of these. You can simply type over it if you'd like. And you can do it for each one of the sections. I'm just going to buzz through them right now. Now the last part, you can choose whether you want to show total principal paid on these, total net worth between the two programs, or total interest in MI paid. This one here looks like the most staggering figure, so I'm going to use this one for my report. And we get to the end of it, I'm going to hit email link because I want to preview what this report looks like. If we hit preview, it opens up a new window for us. And in just a second, this should be coming in. And so here's what we've got. Our loan amount for the first, our current loan amount, $234,189. That's the first and second. And we've got a blended rate of 6.475. Now if we want to see the actual details on this, check this out. Our first lien pays off in just short of 24 years. Our second lien about 23 and a half years. But because of this principal reduction payment, we're going to pay off the second now in 9.75 years. We're tacking on a little extra time on the first lien. But if we hit more info here, you can see the total breakdown. You can see that our first product here, this is the existing lien, the current first. This is the existing second. For the new products, this is our new first, coupled with our existing second. So you can see our monthly payment difference. That's the $320 disparity we were looking at, and that's what we reinvested into the second TD. But if you have any questions on this, please feel free to email over at support@mortgagecoach.com. We'd be happy to help you with this. Thank you very much, guys. Have a great day. Bye-bye.